Hello students, so welcome back to my video. So now in this video part 4, okay, so we are going to discuss particularly which physical parameter is variant. In the previous video I think we have discussed under Galilean transformations what are the parameters which are invariant. For example, mass is said to be invariant, time measurement is said to be invariant, okay, and similarly space interval is also invariant, even time interval is also invariant, etc. Right? So what do you mean by that? So all those physical parameters are nothing but absolute quantities, invariant in the sense absolute quantities. Okay, now in this video, so let us consider the physical parameter called velocity. So velocity of a particle, let us say you are measuring the velocity of a particle with respect to two frames of references. As you know, there are two frames of reference always. One is fixed s, other one is moving frame of reference s dash, right? Now measure the velocity of the particle with respect to both the frame of reference, and finally if you find if there is no difference in the velocity, then we can say it is a invariant quantity. Suppose if there is a difference in the velocity measurement, then it is said to be variant quantity. Okay, so we are going to prove that velocity is a variant quantity now. It is not invariant, it is a variant quantity. That means it is different for different observers. Velocity measurement is different for different observers. Okay, so to prove that, now let us consider the frame of reference as I said, it is a fixed frame of reference, and s dash as a moving frame of reference. Okay, assume that the frame of reference is moving the velocity v. Okay, now there is a particle p. So when it is at rest, let us say, so what are the parameter coordinates you will say with respect to s and s dash? So with respect to s, the coordinates of the particle p with respect to s is equal to x, y, z and t, correct? And similarly same particle is measured with respect to moving frame of reference s dash. So for that we consider the coordinates of the particle p with respect to s dash as x dash, y dash, z dash and t dash. Okay, so now using these coordinates measured with respect to two moving frame of reference and with the help of Galilean transformations, we have to prove that the velocity of a particle is different for different moving frame of references here. Okay, so now let us see. So according to Galilean transformation equations, what is the relation between these coordinates? You see, so you know that x dash along x axis as the frame s dash is moving, so x dash is equal to x minus v into t, where v is the velocity of the moving frame, so x minus v into t, and y dash is equal to y, z dash is equal to z, t dash is equal to t only, because there is no momentum of the frame parallel along y axis, z axis, because they are parallel to each other, but there is a momentum of the frame along only x axis, so that the displacement of the moving frame of reference with respect to the moving velocity of the frame is equal to v into t, isn't it? So in terms of distances we can write v into t. So and hence we get the x dash coordinate is equal to x minus vt. Is it clear? So these are set of equations called Galilean transformation equations, right? Now use this equation. Let us proceed now. See, mathematically now we can consider like this: differentiate equation 1. That means our set of equations 1 you have to differentiate with respect to time t. Okay, because you know if x, y, z are indicating the position coordinates, so rate of change of position is always gives the velocity, right? So you have to differentiate that equation to get the rate of change of position. So dx dash by dt, first equation is x dash is there, you know, so dx dash by dt is equal to what? So dx by dt minus v into t. So differentiation of v into t is equal to only v. So when it is differentiated with respect to time t, okay, coefficient of t is equal to v, so left with only v here when you differentiate, right? So now what about the other equations? Just write about dy dash by dt, dy by dt, dz dash by dt, dz by dt. So that's it, isn't it? So just you are applying the differentiation on either side with respect to time t, correct? Now this is the set of equations 2, right, after differentiation. Now you know that in the Galilean transformations t dash is equal to t, no change in the time measurement with respect to s and s dash. So consider that as t is equal to t dash, then whatever the differentiation we applied now in these equations as the operator d by dt, let us say with respect to time t, is same as d by dt dash also, okay, because t is equal to t dash. Now this equation 2, set of equation 2 can be written as, see, dx dash by dt is there, you know, so we can write t as t dash, right? So left hand side only you see dx dash by dt is equal to, I will write it as now dx dash by dt dash only. Why? Because d by dt is equal to d by dt dash only. Okay, then right side as it is, you write as it is. So dx by dt minus v. Okay, so left side parameters, left side differentiation operator, I will change it as d by dt to d by dt dash now. Clear? Now similarly dy dash by dt, I will take it as dy dash by dt dash. Okay, so right side as it is, dy by dt. And similarly dz dash by dt can be taken as dz dash by dt dash. Right side is same as dz by dt only. Okay, so now these are the set of equations 3. So consider these reference equations 3, and now let us try to consider the velocity of the particle. Okay, so assume that the particle p is moving with the velocity u. So in general, if the particle is moving with respect to all the coordinates, okay, along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, etc. Okay, x, y, z, and similarly x dash, y dash, z dash. So you know that how to consider the velocity of a particle along the 3 axes. So you have to consider the components of the velocities here. In general, we write u as the velocity of the particle. So write down here, if u is the velocity of the particle with respect to the frame s, with respect to the frame s first, then so ux along x-axis can take the velocity as ux, with respect to along y-axis uy, with respect to z-axis uz. Okay, so ux, uy, uz denote the components of the velocity of the particle along the 3 axes of the frame s, right? So now with respect to s, what are the velocities of the particle along x, y and z as the components? So that is ux, uy and uz. So how do you write the equations for that velocities? So rate of change of position with respect to that particular axis, isn't it? So ux can be written as, so dx by dt. Similarly uy can be written as dy by dt. Similarly uz is equal to dz by dt. So like that, so you can get the equations for the components of the velocity as ux, uy, uz, okay, as measured with respect to the fixed frame of reference. Yes, clear? Now what about the velocity of the same particle, okay, with respect to moving frame of reference s dash? See, I am written here. So similarly, if u dash is the velocity of the particle, so instead of u I will take it as now u dash. Okay, u dash is the velocity of the particle with respect to s dash. Now then you will get ux dash is equal to dx dash by dt dash, uy dash is equal to dy dash by dt dash, uz dash is equal to dz dash by dt dash. Okay, that means you are taking the primes for all the parameters, you are putting the prime, ux prime also we can say, that is equal to dx prime by dt prime also, right? So or you can just write it as dash. Okay, now these are the ux dash, uy dash, uz dash are now the components of the velocity of the particle measured with respect to frame s dash, you should remember now. Okay, now I will proceed how to substitute these components of the equations measured with respect to s and with respect to s dash into the equation 3. Okay, so then you will understand how the velocity is going to be variant with respect to 2 coordinates. Okay, consider these component velocities as you measure with respect to s dash and s. So with respect to s dash we have ux dash is equal to dx dash by dt dash, uy dash is equal to dy dash by dt dash, uz dash is equal to dz dash by dt dash, right? And similarly with respect to s, ux is equal to dx by dt, uy is equal to dy by dt, uz is equal to dz by dt. Okay, substitute these component velocities now in equation 3. Okay, consider that equation 3. So we have in the left hand side dx dash by dt dash. Okay, so what is that now? As per this component velocities, dx dash by dt dash is equal to ux dash, right? So here I am writing this left hand side as ux dash from equation 3. Similarly, so dx by dt, so what is the dx by dt? Here it is ux. Okay, so you take it as ux now, minus v, as it is you write the minus v here, and then dy dash by dt is equal to uy dash, dy by dt is equal to uy, so dz dash by dt dash is equal to uz dash, and dz by dt is equal to uz. Is it clear? So just observe the parameters clearly with respect to s and s dash clearly. Now we get the set of equations 4. So these equations actually are the velocity of the particle p measured with respect to s dash and s. Now how they are related to each other? Okay, along x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. With respect to y-axis, again the component velocity of the particle are similar. So because uy dash is equal to uy you are getting, and uz dash along z-axis is also equal to uz, no change in that velocity. But as long as the particle is moving along the x-axis, so that linear velocity of the particle measured with respect to s dash and s are not equal, isn't it? So they depend upon the velocity of the frame s dash also. So that is what actually considered here, minus v, you are getting minus v here. Okay, so and hence what you can conclude here with respect to equation 4. See, if the relative velocity v, so in the above equations we are considering v is the velocity of the frame of reference. Okay, even that velocity v has the components in all three axes. Then we can generalize the equation like, instead of writing all the separated components, you just generalize it as u dash is equal to u minus v. Okay, so u dash bar is equal to u minus v bar, because it is a vector quantity, so to put the bar here. Okay, and indicating it is a general equation applicable for all the three axes x, y, z. Okay, now ui dash is equal to u bar minus v. So minus v is there, you know. So if there is no minus v, then we can say that the velocity is also invariant quantity. Now because of minus v, which depends upon the velocity of the frame of reference, we can say that the velocity of the particle is now a variant quantity. It is not absolute, it is a variant quantity. Okay, that is what the conclusion here. So that you can write from equation 4. So from equation 4, the velocity in the frame s dash, okay, that is measured as u dash, is not the same as measured in the frame s. Okay, so that is why we can say velocity is variant under Galilean transformation. Remember that it is a variant under Galilean transformations. Clear? So one of the physical parameters like velocity of a particle is considered as a variant, or we can say not absolute quantity according to Galilean transformations. So that is all about the discussion in this video. Okay, so see you in the next class how the acceleration, suppose if you can measure the acceleration of the same particle, how that acceleration is going to be different in different frame of reference, whether it is same or different. If it is same, again we can say it is invariant. Okay, if it is different with respect to different frame of reference, then it is a variant quantity. Okay, so next class I will discuss how the acceleration is measured with respect to two frames of reference. Okay, see you then. See you in the next video then.